Hey, is this thing on? Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about motivation in relation to goal setting. So with the 12-week year, the entire idea is that you get more done in 12 weeks than you've ever done in 12 months. And breaking your goal setting and your achievement time into those small chunks is supposed to make it way easier to actually stay motivated and achieve your goals. But of course, we have to be realistic sometimes and acknowledge the fact that we all lose motivation. We all can feel burned out. We all can get into a slump. It is completely normal, especially when you're on the path to reaching certain goals. It can be really easy to just get off track, to lose your focus, and to not have that driving force that you did when you initially created your goals. So in today's video, we're going to be focused on how to stay motivated throughout your 12-week year. Trust me, it's gonna be worth it. So let's go ahead and jump right into our first tip about how to stay motivated during your 12-week year. The first thing that you're gonna have to do is to set clear and meaningful goals. When you are attached to your goals, when there is a purpose, when you see the benefit, you appreciate the value, that is a huge factor in helping you stay motivated and helping you to keep going. And remember, having clearly defined goals are such an important foundation building block for staying motivated, because it can be really tricky when you aren't sure what your goal really is. You're not sure why you're really doing it. So then at that point you're like, okay, so there's no reason for me to continue. There's no reason for me to stay on track, to keep my goals and my visions at my forefront, because like, what's the point anyways? So definitely focus on clearly defining them and also linking that to clearly defining the impact that it is going to make in your life. If you have a goal, but you see that goal as a stepping stone or as a next chapter or as a building block to whatever else you want in life, it's going to make it so much easier for you to stay motivated and to stay focused and to work toward that goal every single day. The second tip is to break it down. So a lot of our goals, especially if we are kind of encapsulating a lot of things in them, they can feel really, really big. And big things sometimes can feel very overwhelming. So if you break your goals down into smaller tasks, actionable steps, like listen, I'm not getting to this massive goal today, but here's the small step that I'm taking that is going to continually push me forward toward that larger step. I can handle that today. Like those bite-sized chunks just make everything seem so much more manageable. And also with clear action steps, it makes it a lot easier for you to track your progress as well. If you're new here, I have some 12-week year trackers that I've created. They're available in my Etsy shop, so I'll make sure that I link those things below as well. But it's a super simple tracking process. A plus, a minus, a little note if you want to add that to help you really identify what's working and some areas for improvement. But if you have those smaller action steps, then tracking is so easy. So with the big goal, if you've broken it down into smaller, more attainable tasks, things that you want to do every week to get to that major goal by the end of the 12-week year, then you're like, okay, here we go, check it off. So for example, one of my goals for my current 12-week year was to actually take my vitamins every single day. That was my health goal. So if I'm gonna break that down into smaller chunks, then what I'm gonna do is say, okay, if it's every day, maybe the first thing I need to do is create a schedule, time block. At what point in the day am I going to take my vitamins? So then for my first week, maybe that's just my first goal. Maybe I didn't take a vitamin at all. But if I actually set up that schedule and created a plan, then I can put a plus sign and I can feel really excited and accomplished and have something actionable to follow through on when I move into the following week. And step number 3, I kind of alluded to this one already earlier in the video, but you have to find your why. Your why is so important in life in general, but also in so many of the other things that put life together for us. I like to think about this like when someone is starting a new career journey or going to school or learning a new skill. What is the reason? What is your why? Your why is directly linked to your motivation, because a lot of times in our minds when we want to stop or we want to give up, the first thing we say to ourselves is, why am I even doing this? But if you have an answer immediately, This is why. There's no questions about it. I know what I want in life. I know that I need to do this in order to get there. So at this point, everything else is non-negotiable. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to push myself. I am going to stay motivated. Now, of course, with pushing yourself, push gently, because you want to make sure that you are also allowing that time to care for yourself and paying attention to how it's affecting your mind and your body. But also, if you've got a goal, you've got a why, keep going for it. One of the things that I really love to do is think about how this is going to positively impact my life. People don't set goals just for the sake of setting goals. There's a reason, there's a caveat, there's something that inspires you, something that sparks your interest. So really lean on that. What is it about this goal that made it so important to me that I wanted to include it in my 12-week year? The way that I set up my simplified 12-week year is I have 5 categories, I've got 5 goals. No more, no less. And so I really do have to be picky and kind of particular about exactly what I want to do. And having a why helps, first of all, with setting the goals, with choosing what you want to work toward, and with actually executing them, because you see how it is going to literally change your life. There's something about that strong emotional connection that really helps you stay motivated and makes you want to make it work. It's kind of the same thing as far as like relationships and friendships. If you have emotional connection with someone, you're gonna make the time for them. You're gonna figure out what their love languages are. You're going to try to cultivate and cherish that friendship or that relationship. And so why isn't it the same way with your goals? Emotionally connect with them. Identify what your why is and create a system to where you are supporting yourself on your journey to reaching and accomplishing this goal. And number 4, if this wasn't a tip, would you even be on my channel? Because I always tell people, create a schedule. It is so important and it is so helpful. When you're in the routine of something, that is a huge motivation factor, because you're not wondering like, am I doing this today? What am I going to focus on to work toward my goal? You already know. You have it set up. You created a schedule. You created a routine that actually works, that is actually sustainable, and that is actually going to help you accomplish your goals without getting distracted or burnt out in the process. Time management is crucial in the 12-week year and making sure that you're staying on track and in staying motivated. Having a schedule allows you to prioritize your tasks effectively. There's so many like different moving parts, little pieces to the puzzle that contribute to accomplishing your goals, to achieving your dream life, or whatever it is you are seeking. And so if you schedule out, put a time in your day, in your week for all of those little puzzle pieces, then you're going to see it come together beautifully. And again, it's going to keep you motivated, remind you of your why, get that emotional connection going, and you're going to be able to achieve more than you have ever done before, to be more productive than you have ever been before. And it's going to improve your consistency. Consistency is key. Yes, we hear that all the time, but it really is. Doing something regularly at the same time, on the same loop, in the same routine is what is going to help you stay focused. So commit to sticking to a schedule, realize the value that it's going to bring into your life, and it's not gonna feel like a forced thing or a burden. It's gonna be, this is purposeful. There's a reason why I'm doing this, and I see the finish line. It's so close, and that's one of the things that I personally love about the 12-week year. Like, yes, you can see the finish line from January to December, but it seems so far away. But if you're like, look, I only have 12 weeks, 1 season to get this done, it's so much easier to actually achieve it because it's right there. It's so close. Every single day, you're getting closer, and it's like these checkpoints along the route to achieving your goals for the year, or to improving your life or your personal development and growth for that year. But it's like, hey, let's stop and celebrate at each of these milestones because we have accomplished 5 amazing goals within such a short amount of time. And my 5th tip is to just really figure out what works for you. What works for me may not work for you. What works for someone else, again, may not work for you, and that's okay. Don't feel like you're unworthy or like you're defeated just because I said that you should be able to achieve 5 goals in 12 weeks and you're like, I can't do 5 goals, it's too much for me. Okay, let's adjust. Maybe you want to start off with 3 goals. Maybe you just want to start off with 1 goal for your first 12-week year. Get used to it, get accustomed to the simplified process, practice tracking your progress, seeing what works and what doesn't work. All of those things are okay. Find your intrinsic motivators. What are the things that you're going to treat yourself with? What are your rewards? Figure all of those things out, because once you identify what keeps you going, you're literally going to be able to keep going. So remember, this is your own personalized journey, which is what I love so much about the simplified 12-week year, because you can make it work for you. Find things that spark your joy, that help you stay motivated, that help you keep going, and that just light this fire within you where you're like, I am doing this. I see the value. No matter what, I'm going to accomplish my 1 goal, my 3 goals, my 5 goals, whatever that looks like for me. I'm continually developing that. The most important thing is I'm not losing motivation, because this is so important to me and I see the positive impact that it's going to make on my life. Thank you all so much for watching this video today. I love talking about the 12-week year, especially because it's just so customizable, especially my simplified edition. You can do what works for you, and I just absolutely love that. So definitely share in the comments below how you're staying motivated. If you're trying out the 12-week year, talk it out. Let's build our community. Thank you so much for watching. If you love this type of content, of course, subscribe, join the family, and I will see you all in the next weekly dose of self-improvement. Bye. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at affirmationswithamber.